All right. All right, everybody. Welcome into the high noon stream for today, Tuesday. Hold on. Oh, boy, these are all wigged out. Sorry about that. Let me fix some of this stuff. I am Pugs Moran. This is the first of two streams that we do every day here. Yikes. It's been a long weekend, guys. Sorry. Just trying to get everything perfect. Ooh, all right. The camera's all wonky. Look at that. It's like we're doing that Batman thing. You remember on Batman where they would turn the camera so it'd be a. All right, I gotta fix the camera, don't I? I sure do. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Turn. No. Gotta have Jeff Glenn's picture in it. That's how I know it's framed properly. Better. I don't know that I like that. But for now, we'll do. Nope. Yeah. Where's that? That's going to have to do it. All right. It's been a rough couple of days around here, folks. I hope you enjoyed your Labor Day weekend. The weather was, temperature-wise, it was good, right? We didn't have any of these heat wave things, so it was good. Anyway, we'll get into all of this today. Hold on. All right, we're settled. Hi, everybody. We got April. We got Jeff. We got JBM. We got Tyronda. We got Jeff. Byron. Melissa. All right, everybody's in here. All right, come on. Everybody take your seats. We're going to get started here. Here's what we do on this show. This is the High Noon Show. It's every Monday through Friday at noon. We do all of the thing. It's like a daily class you attend where we just talk about all of the things that are happening in the world. If it is a headline, if it's a current event, if it's a trend, a hot topic, whatever it is, if it's the thing that people are buzzing about in the world, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about it. So at the very least, you can have what's known as cocktail party knowledge of the situation. You know, cocktail party knowledge is. Cocktail party knowledge is a term that was coined by my former partner Kelly. She says it's the ability to attend a cocktail party with all kinds of different people talking about all kinds of different subjects, and to be able to spend at least 30 seconds with each group, hanging with their conversations. So, cocktail party knowledge is having at least 30 seconds worth of conversation about any given subject before you completely run out and realize you don't know anything more about it. So that's what this show is about. We try to give you that. We also do something at night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We do this every Monday through Thursday. That's Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. James Parker is my partner for that venture. More conversational. Like I say, this is utilitarian. That's more conversational. All right, should we get started? Well, why not just jump right into it? Because I always feel weird. I always feel it's like, after a long weekend, it just feels like... You guys know I love doing this. Like, this is I wake up. This is not a job. This is well, sure, I'd pay like one. No, but I mean, I enjoy doing this. This gives me something. I get something from doing this every day, and I hope, and there's enough of you there that are regulars now. I hope that there's something that you take from it too. Maybe just a little bit of fun or something, background noise, whatever. I don't care. I appreciate doing this, but today I didn't want to do it. Today was like one of those days where I was like, but I've just spent the last 4 days just like laying around, doing like nothing, hanging out with my kid. No, today we got to do this. All right, but we will do it. It is the High Noon Show. Hi, I'm Pugs Moran for the, what they're telling us is the 6th day of September, year of our Lord, 2022. Oh, wait a second here. Oh, crap. Oh, if there has ever been an indication that I really was kind of not looking forward to doing the show today, I think I researched the wrong day. I think I might have researched the 9th. Hold on, let's see what this is. That's okay. It doesn't matter. We'll run through the day. September 6th. Let's see here. Let me see here. Yeah, I sure did. All right, that's all right. We'll do this on the fly. I apologize. This is ad long Labor Day weekend. Hey, you don't know what we went through this weekend. We'll tell you what we went through this weekend. You have no idea. Okay, so I'm a little bit elsewhere. September 6th. Today is September 6th. It is the 249th day of the year. 250 days if we count leap year, which we do not. That means, where is it? 116 days remain until the end of the year. See, it's so much easier when I do this ahead of time because then I don't have to look for the things that I want to say. All right, let's see. What happened on this day? Anything good? On this day in 1492, Christopher Columbus sails for La Gomera in the Canary Islands. I don't know. Gomera. I get it's probably Gomera. I don't know why I fancied it up. He sailed for La Gomera in the Canary Islands. It was his final port of call before crossing the Atlantic for the first time. That's on this day in 1620, the Pilgrims, they sailed from Plymouth, England. Plymouth, England. They sailed from Plymouth, England upon the Mayflower to settle in North America. It was on this day. They left. They left on this day. On this day in 1628, the Puritans settled Salem, which became part of the Massachusetts colony. All right, what else happened on this day? Let's go into modern times. At least a little bit of modern times, huh? Let's see, anything big here? Spanish Civil War? No, nothing. Nah. This is how I do it. This is how I do it every morning when I prep. I read all of the events that occurred on this day, and I decide what's important. All right, here's a big one. On this day in 1972, the Munich massacre. 9 Israeli athletes die along with a German policeman at the hands of the Palestinian Black September terror group after being taken hostage at the Munich Olympic Games. 2 other Israeli athletes were slain in the initial attack the previous day. That's one of those deals. That's one of those historic things that I really don't know that much about. I was alive. I was a baby, when it happened, so I don't remember seeing it. But I do remember, man, that was the Olympics, right? A bunch of terrorists just took over think about that. Think of what a massive news story that would be today. I mean, it was a massive news story then, don't get me wrong, but with the type of coverage that we do today, how insane that would be. All right, there you go, Munich. Excuse me. On this day in 1976, Cold War, Soviet Air Defense Forces pilot Viktor Belyanko lands his Mikhail Gierevich MiG-25 jet fighter at Hakodate Air Base in Japan and requests political asylum. His request is granted. On this day in 1983, we covered this just last week. On this day, it took about a full week, but on this day in 1983, the Soviet Union admitted to shooting down Korean Airlines Flight 007, stating that its operatives did not know that it was a civilian aircraft when it reportedly violated Soviet airspace. Yeah. There's a lot of conspiracy theories around that. But also 007, right? Like something like really mysterious and like clandestine. Well, at least some people say. Look, some people say that the plane was carrying CIA cameras and that it was intentionally drifting into Soviet land because of certain things that were occurring on the ground at the time. You know what I mean? Like, oh, coincidence that it happens. That's what some people say. The rest is, I guess officially they just say it was an accident. But apparently, it was the Cold War. These things were dangerous times. Let's see here. On this day in 1991, the Soviet Union recognizes the independence of the Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. And they all lived happily ever after. Let's see what else here. Cal Ripken Jr. on this day, 1995. How about a little baseball? We just spent a whole lot of time with like foreign stuff. Let's do some American stuff. Cal Ripken Jr. on this day. Excuse me. Cal Ripken Jr., the Baltimore Orioles, plays in his 2000th 131st consecutive game, breaking a record that had stood for 56 years. He's the Iron Man, who almost missed a game because Kevin Costner may or may not have been back at Cal Ripken's house diddling his wife. The streak almost broke. That's one of the great baseball stories. There's a whole story there. Look it up. Just Cal. Here's what you got to do. Just Google search Cal Ripken, Kevin Costner, blackout game. That's all. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. I mean, after the show, do it when we're done, because we're still trying to, keep your attention here. Let's see what else. Anything else? The funeral of Diana, Princess of Wales, takes place in London. That was on this day in 1997. Well over 1 million people line the streets. All right, let's some birthdays quickly. Some birthdays. Let's see here. Anybody big back in the olden times? Nope. All right. Let's see here, into the 1800s. And sometimes we get a name here. Jane Addams, American sociologist and author, Nobel Prize laureate. Jane Addams. Famously, Jane Addams' Hull House in Chicago. Yeah, that's why. Jane Addams is famous. In Chicago. Jane Addams, born on this day in 1860. Jane Addams is famous, like, internationally. But, I mean, specifically, it's, let's see here. So if you've never heard of her, that's okay. Or if you thought she was like the wife of, John Adams, that's fine too. That's fine. We don't judge here. Yep, nothing. Okay, nobody born in the 1800s that we need to mention. Let's see. Nobody. Anybody? Am I seeing anybody that sounds interesting? Nobody. Prince Claus of the Netherlands. There you go. He was born in 1926. I have no idea why I even mentioned him. It's because you're panicking. That's why you're panicking, because you made a mistake. You didn't put the show together, and now you're trying to make your way through a thing that takes about 2 hours of prep. I know. Put the wrong show together. The good news is that this show is based on headlines, so I couldn't possibly have the headlines from the 9th. So the headlines and trends we'll be getting into shortly. Those are prepared. Those are fine. I still see nothing. I'm into the 1940s, and I got no. There you go, 1947. Finally, there's one. Jane Curtin, born on this day in 1947. Jane Curtin, one of the original Not Ready for Prime Time. Yes, Saturday Night Live, but also Kate and Allie. Wasn't that her show? Jane Curtin, didn't she have? Jane Curtin was on Saturday Night Live, so she's like iconic because she's in that original Saturday Night Live cast. But then she did that for 5-6 years, and then she did a sitcom for a decade. She had a sitcom that I didn't watch because I think it was a sitcom for little girls, or maybe women and little girls. I don't know, whatever. It was Kate and Allie, right? It was about two single moms raising two single daughters, whatever. That show ran for 10 years. She did okay. Good for you. Happy birthday, Jane Curtin. You did fine. Who else? Anybody else having a birthday? Carly Fiore. Oh, it's that lady who ran for president, Carly Fiorina, born on this day in 1954. There you go. Anybody else? I see nobody. We're up to 1958, born on this day, Buster Bloodvessel. That's a dude's name. I'm guessing he's a punk singer. I'm guessing. Just from the date of his birth. Let's see here. Who else we got? Jeff Foxworthy. There we go. There's another one. You might be a redneck. Jeff Foxworthy. I got to meet Jeff Foxworthy once a long time ago. Just lovely man. Just a really nice, But I think you see that with Jeff Foxworthy, right? If you're a fan of his comedy, you go see him on stage, you see the way he carries himself. You would expect him to be exactly like that, in a social setting. He was really, really nice, polite, quiet, unassuming, decent guy. Let's see. Michael Winslow, American actor, born on this day in 1958. Now, typically I'd be able to check this, but Michael Winslow, Miami Vice, right? Wasn't he the guy from Miami? No, Michael Winslow. Who was the guy from Miami Vice? Who was Michael Winslow? Why do I know that name? Michael Winslow. Do you guys in the chat room know who Michael Winslow is? I'm trying to work this. See, normally I would know. Normally I would, I would have it prepared, but I don't. So before I click on it, who is Michael Winslow? I know his name. It says he's an actor. I thought he was the dude from Miami Vice. Boy, that's Philip Michael Thomas Winslow. That's from Miami Vice. Miami Vice is Philip Michael Thomas Winslow. No, not really Winslow. I just added that to make myself feel better because there's really no way for me to confuse those two names other than Michael. But There it is. You guys in the chat room. That's it. You said it. I don't even have to click on it. Oh, let me click on it. Yeah, Michael Leslie Winslow is an American actor, comedian, and beatboxer. Billed as the man of the. Yeah, he's the sound effects guy. We used to have him on too. He was a nice kid too. Older guy. You know, I said kid because we had this kid and it could do sound effects, and I was thinking the sound effects person as being a kid, but no, he was Michael Winslow. Definitely not a kid. All right, other birthdays. Thank you, chat room, and you guys helped me out there. I don't see anybody. Chris Christie, happy birthday, Chris Christie, American lawyer and politician, 55th governor of New Jersey. Elizabeth Vargas, there you go, TV lady, TV news lady. She's got a birthday. Anybody else? Nope. All right, now we're into the 60s. Rosie Perez, American actress, dancer, director. Rosie Perez is one of these people. If you were a guy around the time, we're going back 20 years, a different world, so please judge me through the lens of 1992 or whatever. I never knew if Rosie Perez was hot or not. Or I guess if I have to put it a different way, I'm certain to somebody. I mean, but to me, I guess I don't know if when I think of Rosie Perez, is Rosie Perez hot? Like if I was casting a movie and I needed like a kind of a bombshell, I don't know if she is. All right. Anyway, happy birthday to Rosie. White Men Can't Jump, right? And what else did she do? I mean, I like Rosie Perez. She's the one who you need subtitles with, right? Because she's got like such a heavy Bronx accent, or maybe Brooklyn or wherever it is that she's from. She's hot. She's hot. Adam says she's hot. Okay. No, I'm not saying still hot. I'm saying, was she ever hot? Like, was she just like she's hot. She's an attractive woman. But I don't know that. I mean, I think she's an attractive woman for Fort Worth. No, that's wrong because God, Texas has the hottest women. She's an attractive woman for, Albany, New York. Yeah. But is she Hollywood? I don't know. I always looked at her and thought, I think I should be attracted to her, but I don't know that I actually am. I do like her though. I think she's funny. Christopher Nolan. Not the movie director. This is, I thought it was the guy was like, we can do an impromptu Christopher Nolan draft. But no, this is born in 1965, Christopher Nolan, Irish author and poet, right? And he died in 2009. So we know that that's not the Macy Gray, 1967. I like Macy Gray. I love her voice. Not so much for like speaking. Like I don't know that I want to hear Macy Gray read the phone book, but when she sings her stuff, she's good. Let's see, what else do we have? Who else? Nobody. That's it. All right, now we're getting into the 70s now. Nobody. Anybody good? Give me Rhett Miller. Hey, one of my favorite songwriters of all time. The great, the immensely talented lead singer, co-founder of the old 97s, Rhett Miller. What a talented guy. God love him. Oh my God. Rhett Miller's lyrics can melt me. That dude can just write. One of my favorites of all time. It's up there for me with Springsteen and Brian Hanneman. And that's about it. That's my top three. Those are my three favorite lyricists. All right. Let's see here. What else? Dolores O'Riordan. Oh my God. Dolores O'Riordan celebrating a birthday today. Born on this day in 1971. Dolores O'Riordan. Zombie. Cranberries. Zombie. Oh. Idris Elba, as mentioned by Adam Moran, I think it was in the chat room. Idris Elba celebrating a birthday today. Idris Elba, ladies and gentlemen. I like him. What's he done? Can we do an Idris? Does he? Nah, too soon, right? Too soon for an Idris? I don't know. I'm going to move on because that could take forever and we got stuff to talk about. Who else? Anybody with Foxy Brown? Foxy Brown, born in 1979. Don't know anything by Foxy Brown. I just know she's a thing. There you go. Who else? Anybody else? Mitch Moreland, baseball player. Yeah. Just because I've heard of him doesn't mean you have to have. Nope. Nothing. John Wall. There you go. John Wall, basketball player. All right. That's it. No more birthdays. All right. We made it through. I am so sorry that I made the wrong list. I made the wrong list today. Here's what happened. Typically, I prepare all this, and I accidentally, for some reason, I ended up preparing the day of, the history and all that stuff by using what is the 9th, whatever the 9th is. Is that Thursday? Okay, so Thursday, it's already done. It's already done for Thursday. So that's good. That's how you stay optimistic about this stuff. Let's see. All right, let's get into some of the things that are trending today. First and foremost, weather. Okay, can we just talk about weather? If I might quote, it's not late, but I almost said late. Natalie Merchant, may we talk about the weather? We got a couple deaths first. Mao Zedong died on this day in 1976. I don't know. And Burgess Meredith died on this day in 1997. There you go. Okay, so very good. Storms. So we had, I teased there at the beginning that we had a hell of a weekend here. You may know that we've had an issue with our pool guy here at the 1%er compound. The pool guy, he quit because he didn't like being attacked by our dog. So we got a new pool guy. The pool had been in a state of disrepair for that better part of a couple of weeks. And the new guy gets in here and, it looked gorgeous. Oh, by Saturday morning, all the chemicals were out of it and it was all just perfect. It was, did our pool look gorgeous Saturday night. We didn't get to spend any time in the pool because we went to the lake and had an absolutely incredible Labor Day weekend Saturday on the lake. It was the best day of the summer by far. Temperatures in the high 80s, no wind. So the lake was very smooth. It was great for jet skiing. We all had a wonderful time. Went to Sneaky Pete's. Had a wonderful day. Watched my Irish lose to Ohio State at Sneaky Pete's while we all sat around a table eating hamburgers. That was fun. I knew they were going to lose, so it wasn't bad. However, then I had to come home. My White Sox, everybody knows I like my White Sox. Man, my Dylan Cease had a no-hitter going. The most heartbreaking thing, he had a no-hitter going for 8 2/3. He had one out to get, and the guy got a hit. Hey, man, you know what? My guy Dylan Cease, wonderful. So as we're sitting out after a heartbreaking Notre Dame loss, which wasn't really heartbreaking because I knew they were going to lose, but a heartbreaking loss of a no-hitter with one out for just a truly good dude, a truly nice guy, an honest-to-God workhorse of a kid who's turned into one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball after being just absolute garbage. And many people, he's 20 years old. Many people are like, oh, you're going to give up on Cease. He's 20 years old. Why would we give up on? Anyway. Just a wonderful evening for him. I'm sitting out there. I'm looking at the pool. I'm like, it's going to be nice. We're going to go swimming tomorrow. Sunday comes along. Sunday. Okay. So did you guys get hit with that storm? That storm that seemingly came out of nowhere on Sunday. It was a beautiful day for most of Sunday. And then we here specifically in the immediate SMU area, that was the... It wasn't a tornado. It wasn't a hurricane. It was something in between that whipped through here on Saturday afternoon. About 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when it really started. We had flash floods. Our driveway, the house flooded. We had water that came into the utility room. There was like ankle deep water in the utility room. The corner down the street from our house is an intersection. It's one of the rare 4-way stops in this neighborhood. The intersection was under about 3.5 feet of water within 5 minutes. It was that insane. There were cars getting stuck. There were people getting trapped. It was nuts. My kid and I were out there on the corner with a couple of other neighbors who had come out to either try and stop people from thinking they could make it through, or should they get stuck, we were jumping in there and pushing them out of the way. And it was nuts. Now that was, the excitement of it. That stopped. Tree limbs down everywhere. I mean, the wind was insane. As I said, it wasn't a hurricane and it wasn't a tornado, but it was some kind of weird in between the two of them. Now, needless to say, the power was out. The power had gone out, about an hour. Right as the storm started, the power went out. Guys, the power was out for like 16 hours. It was, and I know that there are still people in the North Texas Metroplex who have. I was looking at Encore just this morning. I know that there are still areas that don't have power, but man, I am telling you, I have not had to live. Thankfully, we look for other reasons to complain. You gotta, in a moment like that, our Saturday night was ruined. We had all kinds of cool plans. We were gonna go out. We were gonna go out. We were gonna get some dinner. We were gonna bring it back. We were gonna have a big movie night the night before. We had all got together and watched The Shining. Oh, that's another story. We're gonna bring Ian for this. We had the kids. We all watched The Shining in the big TV room on Friday night after the boat, or Saturday night after the boat. Anyway, we had all these plans. We couldn't do any of it because, one, my son, of course, his phone was on 3% when the power went out. My stuff was, we were conserving all of our laptops. Nothing was fully charged. I mean, yes, if we needed to have some sort of connectivity, we could always use our phones. But my phone charger wasn't working. And oh God, it was a nightmare. So I ended up in the driveway of the house here, charging up. I spent a good 8 hours in my car just listening to Sunday night sports talk radio, syndicated Sunday night sports talk radio. Oh God, is it the worst? Anyway, I spent, like I said, I fell asleep in my car. I finally woke up around 2:00 in the morning in my car with the phone's charging. I'm using my car battery for everything. The kid was fine. Because I would charge something and then I would give it to him and then he would just go upstairs and he would use that. And so he was watching his whatever. He was fine. We had candles, we had run. Oh, that's the other thing, man. Oh my God. Don't ever try and buy candles at CVS. $21? The nerve of CVS trying to sell candles for $21 when right next door there is a Family Dollar that is selling the exact same candle for $4. So anyway, Family Dollar, by the way, pro tip, incredible candle selection, $1 candles. And the $1 candles are good. Anyway, bought 20 candles. I ended up buying $30 in candles. We candle lit the whole place. I wake up in the car about 2:00 in the morning. I decide, okay, that's enough. I'm going to go upstairs and go to bed, even though thankfully it wasn't that hot, right? Thankfully, because the storm had come through and it made everything in the 70s. So it was fine. It was fine. We had all the windows open. It was actually okay. It was okay. So I come up and I go to sleep. And then, I don't know, 2:38, I think it was, because all of the switches were on because we wanted to be aware when the power came back on. So at 2:38 in the morning, everything in the apartment, all the lights come on, all the there's noise. Oh God. So I jump up. Kids slept right through it. But yeah, it was rough, man. Please, I know there are people that have gone through way worse, but I haven't. I've had my taste of what a severe power grid failure is like. When the power went out, look, anytime the power goes out, I'm cool with it for 2 hours. I'm like, okay, this is fun. This is just, our system. This is how we do it. I think a reasonable time for them to get a truck out there and maybe reconnect whatever the hell needs to be reconnected. 2 hours. Give me 2 hours. It has been rare that it has gone from all afternoon to all evening to all night to all late night to me waking up in the middle of the morning, early morning, and being shocked. Anyway, the biggest damage of it appeared to occur here in this area. SMU, they took down a bunch of trees. There were all kinds of streets blocked off. The typical places here in North Texas where we always have the flooding, they were hit as well too with the flash flooding. But man, it was, in my opinion, I saw Craig Miller from the Ticket. He had posted something on Twitter where he was walking his dog down his block, and every tree on his block was in the road now. And he had commented that this was the worst storm that he had ever experienced in all of his time in Dallas. And I have to tell you, for about a half hour, it was for me as well. Now, granted, I don't have I went away for a while, but I've seen some pretty bad storms here. We had that crazy flooding of a couple of weeks ago, but that was sustained over the course of a day or two. That was just a consistent sustain. What blew through here for about an hour on Sunday afternoon was the craziest weather storm. I mean, it was bad. And it was a small, it really only seems to have taken out hard. The hardest with the winds and all that seemed to be the Park Cities, which is the area where I am. But I know that other places got walloped as well. And I know that there are a lot of suburbs up in the north that, how about you guys? Where were you guys? And did you guys have any of that storm that came through? And I don't know where Craig Miller lives, but I imagine just from looking at the damage that it was probably in, somewhere in this area, maybe Lake Highlands, maybe somewhere, but Park City's Lake Highlands area. Let's see here. So where did you have it on Sunday? Where were you? And did you have that same experience where there was like a moment where you're like, I have never seen a storm of this ferocity come so quickly out of nowhere and just jack everything up? Oh boy. What is Adam's talking about? Junior Miller is the biggest. Okay, all right. I think he's great. He's one of the highest paid people at that station, but that's often the case. When you're one of the biggest earners and most important people at a station, you get the highest profile, and people have the highest criticism of you. Jennifer JBM was in Bonham. She said we didn't even get one single drop of rain on Sunday. Wow. Yeah. I don't know if there's a name for whatever this is. This like I've heard of a microburst. I've heard that be a thing. I don't think that's what this was. Byron says, I was at a poker place off Northwest Highway in Jupiter. We heard it and power flickered, but that was it. Yeah, that would be just about a little bit far north of where this seems to have come through. This thing seems to have just came through and affected like uptown to the south all the way up to Lake Highlands. Like, so it came across that path. So like, I don't know if you're looking at a map or whatever, but yeah, it was not good. All right. Something else that wasn't good as we get into more of the things that are trending today. Canada was trending all weekend. Were you following this story that was happening up there in Canada? Melissa was near White Rock Lake. She says the winds were so scary. Yeah, the winds were crazy because it wasn't a tornado. It was just the outside. Yeah. And a tornado, you like to think you could move away from a tornado, but this just seemed like the outside was angry. Like it was just, the wind was just a wall of wind that destroyed our pool. Remember I was telling you how clean it was? Destroyed our pool. Monday morning, I'm out there. I'm with the net. It took me 2 hours to get the pool back to looking like shit. It looked beautiful. And then it looked like, oh my God, it's going to take a year to fix that. And then I worked on it and then it just kind of looked like shit. But it was, man, I'll tell you, the pool guy's going to show up this week. He's going to be like, the hell? I worked so hard. I go, yeah, I know. You worked so hard like 12 hours before a crazy storm blew through. And then we'll all yell at the tree again, because that's what we do. We yell at the tree. We blame the tree for everything around here. There's a big, giant, beautiful, majestic pecan tree that overhangs the pool, and it drops leaves and pecans in the pool. And it's a bit of a workout, but it's a beautiful tree. Canada had a thing going on. Did you see this? Two brothers on an Indian reservation up there went on a stabbing spree. They stabbed... let's get the latest here before I tell you, because I haven't really followed this since last night. Okay, so one suspect in mass stabbing in Canada has been found dead. The other is still missing. These are a couple of brothers. The Sanderson boys. Damien Sanderson, one of the suspects in a mass stabbing in Saskatchewan, Canada, that left 10 dead and 18 injured, was found dead Monday morning on the James Smith Cree Nation in a heavily grassed area near a house. Sanderson had injuries that were not believed to have been self-inflicted. Miles Sanderson, he's the brother, Damien's brother, may be injured and seeking medical attention. Even if he is injured, however, it does not mean that he is not still extremely dangerous. So these two brothers, on Saturday, I guess it went on for, here, let me see if I can get you the timeline of this. Let me see. I don't really care what Trudeau has to say about this. Oh, it's just so terrible. Police received the first reports of a stabbing on the James Smith Cree Nation at 5:40 a.m. local time Sunday morning. And within minutes, several more calls came in reporting other stabbings throughout the community. So it's like in the morning, they just started breaking into people's houses and stabbing them. Within hours, the situation developed into a mass stabbing event with at least 25 victims, 10 of whom had died, police said. 3 helicopters and air ambulances were dispatched to James Cree Nation during the attack. The first crew to arrive into triage. The first crew to arrive jumped into triage the victims, and the second aircraft brought a physician to help with it. The helicopter crews. Okay, so whatever. Here we go. This is so starting Sunday, 5:40 a.m. Saskatchewan police receive a call reporting a stabbing. In the following minutes, additional stabbings at different locations in the community are reporting. That's 5:40 a.m. 7:12 a.m. The police issue a dangerous person alert, informing residents that the stabbings and are asking the public to seek shelter. 7:57 a.m. The alert is updated with the suspects' names, descriptions, and pictures. The suspects are identified as Damian Sanderson and Miles Sanderson. 8:20 a.m. The dangerous person alert is extended to the entire province of Saskatchewan after the investigation confirms the suspects are traveling in a vehicle. 9:45 a.m. An updated alert indicated that there are victims in multiple locations. They were just running around, just randomly stabbing people. 11:25 a.m. Requests are made to Manitoba and Alberta authorities to extend the alert to those provinces as well. 12:07. After reports of the suspect's vehicle being spotted in Regina, a warning is sent out to residents there. All right, now we're into Monday. 7:36 a.m. Regina police say the manhunt continues. Monday, 11:30 a.m., authorities find a deceased man with injuries near a house on the James Smith Cree Nation. The body is later identified as that of Damian Sanderson, one of the suspects sought. 5:53 p.m. last night, this is the final update. Regina Police Chief Evan Bray says they are operating under the impression that Miles Sanderson is still in the city. So there's like a whole nationwide Canadian manhunt for these guys. They apparently they are Native North Americans, Indigenous Canadians. I don't know what the term is. I don't know what their preferred term is, but they're stabbing people. Memphis is trending for another very sad reason. This jogger, remember, did you hear about this? This beautiful young school teacher, young mom, 34-year-old Eliza Fletcher went jogging and she was kidnapped on Friday. People saw it. It's not like a manhunt or anything. Body was found, identified as her. They have someone in custody, and it's a guy who's done this before. So, there you go. The guy they caught for it was found guilty in 2000 of kidnapping. He did 20 years, got out, and now on Friday he just saw a pretty girl jogging, and he went, "You know what? I'm going to murder her." And God love her. Whatever else. Body identified as Tennessee teacher abducted while jogging. Suspect has been charged with murder. The body of a Tennessee teacher who authorities say was abducted while jogging was found on Monday after a search that spanned multiple days. Memphis police announced a body in South Memphis was identified as Eliza Fletcher, a 34-year-old woman who police say was abducted Friday. The identification comes on the heels of the arrest of Cleotha Abston, 38, who was initially charged Sunday with especially aggravated kidnapping in connection to Fletcher's disappearance. Abston faces additional charges of the first-degree murder and first-degree... Oh, so I actually saw how this played out this morning on the news. This dude was going before the judge on attempted kidnapping charges, abduction charges, all this. And as he was in front of the judge, the prosecutor interrupted and said, "Your Honor, we will be filing additional charges for murder." And that's how he found out that she died. Well, I guess he knew she was dead, right? Because he probably killed her. But that's how it was revealed. He was in front being charged with one crime, and then it broke this morning. Here's what we know so far about the case. Man charged with kidnapping and disappearance of Memphis jogger Eliza Fletcher. All right, should we find out a little bit? Police on Monday announced that they'd found a body near the area where Fletcher disappeared. Officers discovered the body at about 5 p.m. in a residential area roughly 5 miles from the University of Memphis campus where Fletcher was abducted. Who is Eliza Fletcher? Fletcher's abduction last week set off a large-scale search involving local, state, and federal authorities. Fletcher was a mom of 2 and a teacher at St. Mary's Episcopal Church in Memphis. She was also the granddaughter of the late Joseph Orgel III, a noted philanthropist who helped run the family-owned Memphis-based hardware supply firm Orgel Inc. Let's see. She disappeared on Friday from her run at 7 a.m. A man on a bike who was riding the same route Fletcher was running found Fletcher's cell phone and a pair of Champion brand slides in the street. All right. So I guess nobody saw it. Police reviewed surveillance footage from the nearby Earthquake Research and Information Center on the University of Memphis campus and said video showed a black GMC Terrain passing by and then waiting for Fletcher to run past. A male exited the black GMC Terrain, ran aggressively towards the victim, and then forced the victim into the passenger side of the vehicle. During this abduction, there appeared to be a struggle. Police say the SUV was parked. Oh, God, now you can't even go out for a jog. Never could. You know, I know. I say that. You know, it's like, oh, I'm so exasperated by it all. But we knew this, right? We knew that this isn't the first time that some pretty young woman in an otherwise safe jogging area went out for a jog and ended up this happening to her. So I guess it's not the first time, but just a reminder: the world is trash. Let's see here. England is trending. Liz Truss is the new Prime Minister of England. She replaces Boris Johnson, who was forced to step down because he's a train wreck, because he's like a goofball. We'll see if she does any better. I don't know. Close your eyes. Picture what a British Prime Minister named Liz Truss looks like, and I bet you just nailed it. She's got some Merkel. She's got some Hillary. She's got a whole lot of the lady that was there a couple of turns ago. May, remember, what was her name? Theresa May. She's got a little Theresa May in her, but younger. But then there's also a little Merkel, but sort of like a younger version of all of these. I don't know, whatever. Good luck. I don't know what to tell you. I don't really care, but it's a big deal. It's trending. England. What else is trending? What else is happening here? Heat wave. There's a heat wave. Apparently another one coming. I mean, we're no strangers to it here. We are. What do we have right now? What's going on with the weather right now? Let's see what we're dealing with. Because it's been pretty manageable the last couple of days. Let's see here. Last time this phone was updated, it was 72 degrees. Okay, it's 91. All right. I don't want the 90s. I want the 80s. However, there is a place. Do you know there's a place in this country? Have you guys ever heard of Furnace Creek, California? Apparently, it's like the hottest place in America. But I guess, is it down there by like Death Valley or something? I don't know where it is. But the name Furnace Creek, it just sounds awful. That just sounds like, like, and is it a town or is it just like, you know what I mean? Like, is there like a hotel? Is there a Chili's in Furnace Creek, California? I don't know. Heat wave. California, San Francisco Bay Area baked amid dangerous heat wave over the Labor Day weekend, breaking a new slew of temperature records. Let's see, what were the temperatures there? Let's see what some of these are. The forecast is set for 1 or 2 degrees higher today than yesterday, so it's still going to be hot out there. 116 degrees in Livermore, California. Says it could reach 118 on Tuesday. Man, them's downright Texas temperatures. Good luck to you folks. You're not used to it. Nobody's used to it. Nobody. Let's see, what else do we have here? Morning temperatures in the East Bay and higher terrain are running 5 to 10 degrees higher today than they were yesterday. Let's see. So what are they saying here? One city hit an all-time record high according to the National Weather Service. That's Livermore. We already talked about that. 116. Livermore also broke its same-day record of 108, which was set in 1950. Santa Rosa California soared to 112 degrees, surpassing its previous record high for August of 110. Gilroy, California, tied its August record of 106. San Francisco Airport hit 97, which broke a record for them. San Jose Airport hit 104, breaking and setting a new record. Previous one was 99. Peter said that records at weather airport. Okay, so it's hot. It's really hot in California, and they're not used to it there. And I don't know if it's coming this way. I don't know. Maybe it's too high up. You don't know how weather works, do you? I don't know how weather works. I'm just trying to be optimistic. Serena Williams is trending. So we all got excited about this Labor Day weekend as possibly being this magical Serena Williams kind of weekend where it's going to be the memorable Labor Day weekend where she's retiring and she's going to go out. She's going to go on a run. She's going to win. She's going to win the U.S. Open. Her final day. It didn't happen. She played Friday or Saturday. She got bumped out. I think on Friday she played doubles with her sister. And then anyway. There ain't going to be any big Serena Williams. Well, there wasn't. We already got through it. Who won? I don't know. You know what I know? Here's what I know about tennis. Who won the U.S. Open? No clue. I can tell you who didn't win it. Serena Williams. That's all I take away from this U.S. Open. She didn't win it. I don't know who did. Nobody does. Nobody cares. Everybody wanted Serena Williams. Okay, so she's trending, but also she's trending with a lady named Margaret Court. You guys know who Margaret Court is? No, of course you don't, because she's kind of been blacked out. She's kind of been ironically blacked out. She has been censored. She gets mentioned. She was mentioned over the weekend in regard to Serena Williams because Margaret Court is better than Serena Williams. That's right. She's better than her. Her records are better. She's got more Grand Slams. She's got more titles. So whenever they talk about, Serena Williams, greatest of all time, somebody's got to go, well, technically Margaret Court has more. And they don't really promote Margaret Court in women's tennis. And Margaret Court is done with it. Margaret Court is an old lady. She's in her 80s. And she wants to. She feels she should have been invited to the U.S. Open for Serena's final match. She feels she should have been invited to Wimbledon to celebrate what was her 50th anniversary of winning Wimbledon the first time or something like that. Whatever it was, she's not happy. And Margaret Court is going, why are you people ignoring my achievements? Nobody says that I'm the greatest of all time. They talk about all these other people. Nobody has my number. That's basically what she's complaining about. So then you go, yeah, why you guys being mean to this old lady? She's obviously as accomplished as anyone else in women's tennis. Why you guys being mean? And then they're like, did you talk to her? Let's go sit down. Go have a cup of coffee with her. Bring, you know what? Don't you go find a minority reporter to go sit down and talk with. Let's see. Maybe he'll be able to get to the real Margaret Court. She's a racist. This is why women's tennis doesn't talk about Margaret Court. She didn't want black people playing tennis. She's against gays. She spoke out in the 80s about Martina Navratilova being a lesbian, and she says that trans people are like demons. She's an old lady from a different time. That's all. She's in tennis is our sport is filled with lesbians, and we can't really be putting you up as this great icon of the sport because you have been on record for 50 years as hating lesbians. So, did you have a come to Jesus, Margaret? Did you change your opinion on lesbians? Oh, no, they're still evil and they're going to burn in hell and they're the reason that everything's bad in this world. But talk about me as the greatest female. No, see, we can't, Margaret, because you're a despicable individual. She's been Ty-Cobbed. She's been essentially Ty-Cobbed. You can't talk about baseball and the greatest baseball players of all time without mentioning Ty Cobb. And then you get off the subject because once you drift past his achievements on the baseball diamond, you get into some pretty spooky shit. And that's exactly what's happening with Margaret Court here. In an interview with the Daily Telegraph, Court 80 said that even though she has admired Williams, a 23-time Grand Slam singles winner, as a player, Court doesn't think she's ever admired me. Court freely admits that she admires Serena as a player, but she doesn't understand why Serena doesn't admire her. Probably because you didn't want black people playing tennis for all those years. Maybe that has something to do with it. Court says, I was at Wimbledon this year and nobody even spoke to me. So I thought, Ah, that's interesting. It's very sad because a lot of the press and television today, particularly in tennis, don't even want to mention my name. During the broadcast of the US Open, though, commentators did mention Court's name and career Grand Slam titles won when comparing her to Williams. It's only when they have to, she says, because I still hold so many records. In 2020, I was meant to be coming to Wimbledon for the 50th anniversary of my calendar Grand Slam. But then COVID hit, so the honor never happened, Court said. The French Open didn't invite me. The US Open didn't invite me. Rod Lever had won the slam, and I was going to be honored in the same way. But no, I didn't lose any sleep over it. But the honor has not been there for what I did. Uh, let's see. In my own nation, I have been given titles, but they would still rather not mention me. Court has been outspoken on her views about same-sex marriage and transgendered people, whom she see. Now we get into transgender people to whom she said were the work of the devil. She criticized Martina Navratilova in the 1980s by saying that she wasn't a good role model because she is a lesbian. Court has also she's an activist. She was a pro. Wait, no, she was a. Okay, so like apartheid? Yeah, she was on the side of the South Africans during the South African government. The racist guys? Yeah. So look, now she's an old woman and she's like, why don't you love me? Well, that's why. That's why. Your shit didn't age well, baby. Hey man, they can't take away your victories. They can't take away your titles, but they don't have to mythologize you. They don't have to romanticize you. They don't. We don't do that. And like I said, that's the Ty Cobb treatment. There's no Ty Cobb Day in baseball. There could be because he did a lot of things, but all right. Sorry. Anyway, go kick rocks, old lady. You didn't age well. Let's see another. Oh, we got another sports thing here. So let me get this up here. Hold on. Let me make sure because I want to make sure I have the numbers right here. Aaron Judge is trending. Aaron Judge is having a mammoth weekend. Aaron Judge, Yankee slugger. Baseball, for those of you who may not be familiar. Aaron Judge is on a record pace. He's and I say it's a record pace. Aaron Judge has 54 home runs. He's got 30 games left. He's been hitting a home run every game. He's just coming up to the plate and he's hitting a home run. He is certainly on pace to break what I consider to be the legitimate home run record, which is the 61 home runs by Roger Maris. That is also going to be a Yankee record. He'll shatter that. Now, the question is, what is it, 73? Is it Barry Bonds hit 73 home runs? And those are bullshit home runs. I do not consider, I loved watching Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Barry Bonds play the sport of baseball. And if you want to make steroids legal, that's fine across the board. Let's just see some monster beast come up there and hit 100 home runs in a season. I'm fine with that, whatever. But let's all get on the same playing field, right? Let's all make it even. I don't consider the home runs hit by Bonds and McGwire and Sosa in those era to be legit baseball records. I just don't. We know too much about it. I was from that era. I went to high school in the steroid era. I know people took steroids. I saw the differences. I know that it makes a difference. And so it's just, I don't know. 73, nobody hit 61 for 20, 30 years. How long did that Maris record? Nobody had hit 61 home runs. And then all of a sudden we got people in the steroid era hitting 70 home runs, regularly, breaking the 61 record with ease, breaking that record by mid-August. Nah, that's bullshit. So I'm rooting for Judge. Judge's Major League Baseball leading 54th home run in his 131st game of the season has him on pace to surpass the 61 homers the Yankees' Maris delivered in 1961 when he broke the then single season record held by Babe Ruth. Man, this is you can hate the Yankees if you want. I don't have any hate for the Yankees. I have a respect for the Yankees. I even have, if you love baseball, you have to have some sort of affinity for the Yankees. If you love baseball history, I guess is the way to do it, because there's so much of what you would have seen about baseball history centered on the Yankees, or what they were doing. because they were just so dumb. So I don't have any hatred of the Yankees, so I root for the Yankees. But man, so the home run from Babe Ruth to Roger Maris to Aaron Judge, I mean, that's because, again, I don't count Bonds, okay? I don't count Barry Bonds. I don't count Mark McGuire's. I don't count Sammy Sosa's home runs. So I'm rooting. This could be something. This could be something fun to watch as we head down the stretch. Maybe we'll start to get to that point where, ESPN or whatever it is that you're watching, the sports channels, they'll start to have those little boxes, where Aaron Judge is coming up to bat, where we'll all be on home run watch. That'll be exciting. I love that. That's that's what baseball brings the country together, or at least the handful of nerds who are still here. All right, so there's that. Chrome is trending. If you use Google Chrome, apparently there's a new update or something that you really need to get. This is an important thing. So here I will read it exactly as it says in the release, just so that nobody does anything and then screws up there. Urgent warning. Apparently this is real. Sometimes you get like these fake things that scare you. And it's a bug. It's like, urgent! Send us your bank account number because somebody's trying to steal your money. Yeah, you're trying to steal my money. Urgent warning for billions of Google Chrome users. You must check your app today. Google has issued an urgent update for its Chrome web browser following the discovery of a critical vulnerability. Notice I'm reading it slow, so because I don't understand this stuff. And it's a lot of words that I'm unfamiliar with, so I'm going to do it slow. The software upgrade is rolling out to the Chrome app on Windows, Mac, and Linux PCs across the globe this week. Google says that hackers are actively exploiting a flaw, making it imperative that users update as soon as possible. The company is not disclosing the nature of the vulnerability in order to stop any additional cyber crooks from discovering it. Software flaws can give tech-savvy criminals access to your online passwords, bank accounts, details, and more. We are aware of reports that an exploit for, CVE-2022-3075 exists in the wild, Google said in a blog post last week. All right, so there you go. Apparently, if you use Google, it's legit is what I'm saying, because they think, we got to tell people to do this, but they're going to think it's a scam. Uvalde is trending because kids in the Uvalde school district went back to school today for the first time since the shooting. Were they held out longer because of the shooting? That's a long time, huh? That's a long break. By the way, I saw this thing having, maybe something to do with because they are kids in school, but not related. I saw this thing. Did you see what the pandemic did to our kids' test scores? Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Apparently the homeschooling didn't work. Our kids are dumber than they have ever been. They are behind. And look, that is to be expected. I mean, thankfully, we live in an era where the technology existed, where there was an option for the homeschooling. I mean, what if there wasn't? And kids couldn't just go to school for 2 years. I mean, it's for the next couple of generations, kids would be graduating high school at 20 years old, which would be interesting. All right. Yeah, test scores are like shit. Like my kid, this perfect. This fits my. Oh, go ahead. Tell about how your kid's on the honor roll and has AP everything. Well, okay, so in general, American children did not fare well. Their test scores are lower than they have ever been, and they're saying that it's 100% because of they fell behind. And how could you not? It's not their fault. It's not our fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just what happened. But we've got to really focus now. Now the kids are back in school. We got to take education serious because we were already falling behind, the Indian kids and the Pakistani kids and the Eastern kids and the Chinese kids. We were already falling behind places where, they're creating little geniuses. We were already behind. Now this pandemic. Why? Because, kids were just, if I was a kid, I think I would have enjoyed I think I would have enjoyed the whole homeschooling thing via, but there would come a time where you want to get back with your friends. At least that's what I think my son told me. I don't know. He changed. He went back and forth. And of course he would, because it's complicated. It's a new experience. Maybe some days he likes it. Maybe some days he doesn't. I don't know. Flu shots. Flu shots are trending because apparently, what does it say? Kids need 1 dose a year. It's been recommended now that kids get a flu shot every year. And the problem is that we're seeing that nobody wants flu shots. Nobody, because vaccines, doctors, give me the horse worm pills. You knew this was going to happen. You knew that this wasn't just going to stay contained to the one virus, that somebody was going to go, hey, what if it's every vaccine? And then somebody would go, every vaccine? Yeah, what if every vaccine is the work of the Tom Hanks pedophile lizard people? And now we've got people all across America refusing to get their kids the flu shot. So they're expecting to have a very bad flu fall. So the flu is going to hit us like it hasn't hit us in 30 years. It's going to be, because not nobody, some people, not you, you understand. You've been getting flu shots for years. You're fine. You get it. But there's going to be somebody at your Thanksgiving dinner table who doesn't have the flu shot. And not because they, just are like someone who just would never get it because they don't think about that stuff and they're busy. There's going to be somebody at your table who's not going to get a flu shot because they prefer Lysol cocktails. I don't know. All right, let's see what else is happening here. What else is trending? Tiffany Haddish is trending. We talked about her was Friday. Did we talk about her on Friday? Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears are in a lot of trouble because they're being sued by some people in California who say that they were involved in some very gross stuff with some kids. There was a video made. It was supposed to be a comedy video. Basically, Ari Spears from Mad TV and Tiffany Haddish are being accused of molesting and sexually abusing 2 children. They were 14 and 8 years old at the time. This goes back to, I think, 2014. Maybe something like that. I don't know how important it is, but it wasn't last week. It wasn't last year. It was a while back. I saw the video. It was circulating, the so-called comedy video that they said that they created for Funny or Die. It was titled Through the Eyes of a Pedophile, and the premise was Tiffany Haddish was dropping off her children at Uncle Pete's. And Uncle Pete was going to take care of the kids, and it was through his eyes, and it was very disturbing. It wasn't funny at all, and I immediately thought of an old Saturday Night Live sketch with Buck Henry and Lorraine Newman and Gilda Radner, where Buck Henry played their molester uncle, who was left in charge as the parents went out for a night, and Lorraine Newman and Gilda Radner were in their pajamas, and they're playing very inappropriate games with Uncle Friendly or whatever his name was. But the difference is those were grown women. Was it in bad taste? Was it a disgusting a joke about pedophilia? I remember the time thinking it was funny. Maybe through today's lens, it would be in bad taste and wouldn't be something that would make the air, but in 1976 it did. The difference again was that comedy bit was done with grown-ups. The thing that Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears did, they went out and they got a 14-year-old and an 8-year-old and then put them in these really weird sexual situations, thinking that they could call it comedy. Now, again, they said that they were creating this for the Funny or Die website. It was uploaded to Funny or Die. Funny or Die had a response to that saying, they didn't create that for us. We didn't commission that. We didn't know they were doing it. It was uploaded through a user. It was a user upload. It wasn't a Funny or Die production. So Funny or Die is basically, and they said it's disgusting and it's gross and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, it's been a long weekend for Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears, and Tiffany Haddish is now speaking out about it. Tiffany Haddish deeply regrets being in sketch at center of sexual misconduct lawsuit against her and Ari Spears. It seems to me that Tiffany Haddish is now trying to distance herself from Ari Spears, which would make sense because Tiffany Haddish is the one with the career and Ari Spears is just a guy. Didn't he used to be on Mad TV? So, if somebody's got to be hung out to dry as the latest Hollywood pedophile. This stink doesn't get off you, though. I don't know how Haddish is going to, she's always going to be associated with this weirdness. The comedians have come under intense scrutiny after a woman and her younger brother accused them in a lawsuit of grooming them when they were children and coercing them into sexually explicit comedy sketches. Tiffany Haddish said Monday on Instagram that she regrets having agreed to act in a sketch 6 years ago that is now one of the focal points of a sexual misconduct lawsuit against her and fellow comedian Ari Spears. Here's what she had to say. I know people have a bunch of questions. I get it. I'm right there with you. Unfortunately, because there is an ongoing legal case, there's very little that I can say right now. But clearly, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all. And I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about this situation as soon as I can. So there you have it. That's what Tiffany Haddish is saying. Haddish and Spears have come under intense scrutiny after a woman and her younger brother accused them in the lawsuit of grooming them. The suit alleges Haddish and Spears coerced the siblings when they were children to take part in sexually graphic skits that stole the youth of a 7-year-old child and a 14-year-old. The news of the lawsuit was first reported by the Daily Beast. The plaintiffs acted in the skits because their mother knew Haddish, but only Haddish and Spears knew the storylines ahead of time. So the mother wasn't told what the bit was. That's fine, babies. You go off with these two silly Hollywood people. They're going to make me. I don't need to know what it's about. I trust you. The next year, 7-year-old John appeared in a second sketch titled Through a Pedophile's Eye. The lawsuit alleges that in 2013, Haddish made a video teaching the 14-year-old Jane how to mimic fellatio on a submarine sandwich. The next year, 7-year-old John appeared in a second sketch titled Through a Pedophile's Eyes, featuring a character played by Spears who leers at the child lustfully, massages the boy, and gets into a bathtub with him. That's very weird. Okay. It's like I said, I saw the comedy sketch. There was a naked little girl. He was just staring at a naked little girl. You could tell that he was really staring at a naked little girl. Now, they comedically blurred out her boobs, but it was like, it's so inappropriate. I mean, I tweeted, I don't know if they're child molesters, but man, that's some disturbing people. That's some disturbing stuff there. All right, what else do we have here? We're running out of things. Oh, you know what? Try and mention. I don't want to do that. Maybe we'll do that tonight. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe I just stumbled across something that we could do tonight because it's trending, but it's not really a topic. Gen X is trending. Why is Gen X trending? Let's see here. I am the Gen expert, so when Gen X trends, I like to see why it's trending. What did we not have anything to do with now? That's pretty much Gen X isn't the what did we do now? No, it's the what is it that we had absolutely nothing to do with because we were totally overlooked and marginalized now. What's this about now? Let's see here. Generation X. All right. Hold on, let me see why it's trending. Gen X, if you were born between 65 and 80, I think that's the easiest way to do it. If you were born between 1965 and 1980, you're considered Gen X. Why is it trending? Why is it trending? Let's see here. All right, so these are the top ones. No, not seeing any real reason. It's just trending. No. Okay. No, there's no reason. Just hi Gen X here, and yes, we all saw. Okay. See, I don't care about. Today's Gen X trend, all right, this is trying to explain it. Today's Gen X trending tweet is literally just an entire generation waking up with a snort, realizing that the world is still burning down, same as it ever was, and finally going, well, fuck, I guess I got to get up and deal with this shit. See, I don't need, what is this stuff? Stop. Okay. I don't understand why it's trending. And I'm not going to spend any more time on it unless something really funny or interesting pops up. Nah, okay. Yeah, I'm running out of stuff here, guys. Let's see what else we got. Let's jump into what's trending now. Stuff that I may have missed while I've been on the air talking with you people. Things that may have just popped up within the last. Oh, Jerry Seinfeld is trending. Why is Jerry Seinfeld trending? Is he in another inappropriate relationship? Let's see. If you're easily offended, then this isn't for you. Oh, okay. Apparently, Jerry Seinfeld told a joke on TV in 1996 that's now being hyperanalyzed, and maybe we need to cancel him because, All right. Indy versus, well, I don't know what that is. No, not interested in COVID, the latest COVID updates. So done with the COVID. I did everything you asked me, COVID. No more from me. No more. I did everything you asked. I wore my mask. I stayed inside. I got my shots. Piss off, COVID. I'm done with you. Okay, Anderson Silva is trending because apparently he's going to fight Jake Paul. Oh, God. I don't have any real thoughts on that. That's just all so exhausting. Why is Franco Harris trending? Now, is it the Immaculate? Franco Harris is trending along with the Immaculate Reception and Mike Tomlin. Border Patrol is trending. That can't be anything that isn't divisive. Jerry Seinfeld, Wendy. Jennifer Lawrence is trending because Jennifer Lawrence, I didn't even know Jennifer Lawrence was married, but she was trending earlier and I kicked on it. It didn't make the cut in the beginning of the show, but why not? We'll talk about it now. Jennifer Lawrence is trending because she's married and she has a baby boy. And, what's her baby boy's name? What'd she name that kid? She tell people his name? I don't know. Let's go Elf. Let's say Elf Lawrence. I don't know. But I didn't even know that she was married, but she is. She's married. She's got a kid. Didn't know she was pregnant, whatever. Apparently, Jennifer Lawrence is incredibly private about her private life. And she's trending because she's talking about her kid. American Psycho and Patrick Bateman are both trending. I don't know why. Don't care why. All right, that's it. We got nothing else. We're pretty much... see if there's anything else. Anything else happening? All right, let me jump on one of the news aggregators. We'll just go through that. We'll see if... you know what I like? I like MSN because it gives me a nice mix of local. All right, let's see here. World's second tallest roller coaster is permanently closing. I don't really care about that. Jennifer Lawrence reveals sex of first baby. That's why she's getting a lot of mileage out of that. It's a boy, by the way. You don't have to click on any of that. All right, let's see here. Anything local? Storm damage and power loss closes Dallas Zoo on Labor Day. So I guess it went south as well. I guess they got hit pretty hard south. Along with downed limbs and minor damage, the park confirmed they were without power Sunday due to a strong storm Sunday afternoon. Yeah, I'll say it was a strong storm. It was a crazy strong storm. No pictures, too. That's how strong the storm was. The storm was so strong that I went immediately into it's 1990 mode, where I didn't even consider that I had a phone that I could be recording this. I should have recorded the intersection that was 3.5 feet underwater. That's what I should have done, but I didn't think of it. I didn't even think of it. And of course, my kid couldn't do anything because his phone was dead, because his phone is constantly under 10%. April says, looks like Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles are donezo, and there's a viral video of what appears to show Harry spitting on co-star Chris Pine. Yeah, you know what, April? There is a whole lot trending about that movie. What's it called? Don't Worry, Darling, or something like that. It is really getting hyped right now. I have not clicked on anything in the last couple of days because I just assumed it was hype. But I must say that these details do sound fascinating. I may investigate further. Jeff Glenn says, I bet there's some kind of news breaking over at MSNBC or Fox. Oh, there's always news breaking, always news. It's just whether or not it's real news and whether or not I consider it to be real news. Jeff says, Jeff's got some, my guy Jeff's got some hot takes. He's got some Gen X, Gen Z hot takes. Let's see. All right, I can't find anything. So, Adam, you didn't get much in Denton as far as storms go. Adam Rain is up there in that part of the world. I'm just trying to figure out like where it was because my kid's mom in Plano, she didn't get it too bad. So she's like, north. She's north of like the bush in Plano. So. All right. You guys ain't giving me anything to work with. I don't know. I'm just looking for stuff. All right. We're going to call this for the day. You've been brought up to speed. I've given you all the headlines. Tonight. Hold on. I think I have to announce something. Something you may not like. Yeah, no. Okay, so there's not going to be a pillow talk show tonight. I'm sorry. My son has a football game. He plays on Tuesday nights now, and it's all the way up, and I'm not going to make it back. So I do apologize. I am sorry, but I really want to watch my kid play. My kid had a knee injury last week, and we worked through it. He was fine. He wasn't allowed to go tubing on the lake on Saturday or anything like that. He had to have a very reserved day on the lake. No crazy jet skiing, none of that kind of stuff. He could just swim and that kind of. But he's playing, so we're very excited. Very excited. I just need to get a time on that, and it is 7:30. So I will not be back here by 9:00. I apologize. So no pillow talk show tonight. I'm going to have to let Parker know that as well. All right, guys, that's going to do it. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. We'll do another high noon show tomorrow. That's okay. All right, I'm sorry. Adam says, I went downtown to the square for my homebrew beating. Okay. Planned on riding my bike there, but saw that there was going to be a big storm. Turns out we got nothing in downtown, very little in my house. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I think it was all between, it really seems like it was between 6:35 and 30. Like if that's really where the bulk of it came through, or at least this big crazy storm that I've never experienced before. Thankfully, it ended fairly quickly. I mean, it was an hour of like really bad weather, but the crazy, insane part of it was probably only about 15 minutes. Holy crap. I mean, just in a matter of minutes, we're standing out, looking out the front window, looking at the street in front of the house. It's dry. And then within 5 minutes, it's like 3 feet of water. I mean, we watched a flash flood occur at this intersection like that. It was crazy. I was worried my car, which is parked out in front, I was worried my car was going to get swept away. But the water never made it higher than the fenders. Tires were underwater. It washed over the bumpers. But it quickly dissipated. we went driving around. We did that thing because we had no power. So we had to go find candles and stuff like that. But we ended up driving around for like 2 hours on Saturday night or Sunday night, just driving around looking at storm damage in the neighborhood. You know, as you do. Why? Couldn't go home. What were we gonna do? We're gonna read by candlelight. Go kick rocks, Ichabod. That ain't what we do around here. Ruined Saturday night though. It was just like we spent the whole night not making any plans because the power could go back on at any minute. Right? And then it never went on. So we're like, ugh. That is all I need. I don't need no 401. I don't have the greed. Down the road I'll travel. There was another bad storm that ripped through. Ross says that he got slammed in North Richardson. There was another bad storm last night, like around 7 o'clock, right? No, maybe 8 o'clock up there in like Plano, Richardson area that I had to drive through. Ugh, that was no good. I was like, here we go again. This is not good. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Love y'all. Be well. Tomorrow at noon. No pillow talk tonight. I got to watch my kids' game. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. A different way, so baffling to some. I can smile a little now. Things are going good. I always had to be on guard. That is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. I am on a never-ending quest.